The story begins with our MC reflecting on how he ended up in a world with a wild gender ratio, 5 women for every man, but other than that, everything else is the same. In fact, it is even thanks to that he was able to adapt to that world very quickly. But little did he know how truly dangerous it was going to be for his chastity. That afternoon, Masato is cornered by trouble disguised as an older woman with a sultry voice. She flirts shamelessly, trying to score his number. Masato, completely out of his depth, tries to escape by mumbling about being late for class, but the lady's persistence could win awards. She gets right up in his face, and just when he's about to cave and hand over his phone, salvation arrives. A cute, short-haired girl grabs his arm and calls out to him. This is Kumi, classmate, guardian angel, and professional damsel rescuer. She tells him class is starting, then drags him away at full speed, ignoring the woman's protests. As Masato glances back, the rejected lady is fuming, scowl so intense it probably shaved years off her life. Masato, rightfully spooked, doesn't ask questions. He just follows Kumi's lead. Back on campus, Kumi gives Masato her trademark lecture. He's too nice, and he needs to learn how to ignore these things. She pouts, exasperated, and tells him that's exactly what makes him so worrisome. Masato just sweats and tries not to look guilty. Masato's mind drifts to the world he left behind. Friends, school, the everyday laughter of ordinary life. Only after losing all that did he realize how precious it actually was. But here, in this new world, being ordinary is not easy at all. With the gender ratio so hilariously off balance, even a beauty like Kumi is chatting up Masato as if this is just another Tuesday. He tells himself, maybe I'm lucky. Masato, ever the optimist, manages to stay positive. He clings to the idea of living normally, wearing a big, dopey grin as he walks beside Kumi under the campus trees. Kumi's expression, meanwhile, is a perfect blend of side-eye and sussiness. Flashback to a week ago, campus is the same, but Kumi is heavy with thoughts. She never realized just how simple-minded she was until now. Kumi complains about these king play guys who only show up in-game to get spoiled. Kumi's heading for class. She strolls past a pair of guys doing their best armchair idol judge routine, rating girls like they're at a fruit market. They then rate her 85 points, and Kumi's glare could melt steel. She stomps away, muttering in rage until her internal pressure gauge is about to blow. But apparently, it's always been that way. Guys in this world don't exactly go out of their way to impress. They're living on easy mode, acting like being talked to is a gift. One of these smug dudes actually pats Kumi's head, like she's some kind of puppy, offering to make her his third girlfriend. Kumi's soul momentarily leaves her body. She slumps into her seat in class, defeated. She's not sure she can take another day of this, let alone a full semester. Her friend chimes in on working hard for that campus life they dreamed of. Still, her friend's all about that grind and catching a hot guy like love is a rare Pokemon. Kumi's not convinced. They then banter on guys from the badminton club, but Kumi replies she doesn't really have one she's interested in now. She wonders how she is interested in a boyfriend too, but she's tired of fighting for it and being chosen. If there were a guy who was actually kind, treated women as equals, and didn't act like a walking discount sale, maybe she'd be interested. But those, in this world, basically extinct. Her friend teases how if she doesn't go after them, she would end up single. Kumi sighs. The struggle is real. Wandering the empty halls, she finds out her class is canceled. Kumi wanders around campus, only to spot a boy marinating in visible stress, clutching his laptop in frustration. She pauses. Should she help? Surely someone else will swoop in, right? Most girls would flock to him, but instead, a quiet curiosity tugs at her. He's good-looking, but not celebrity tier attractive. Maybe it's the tragic anime eyes. Maybe it's the fact he doesn't feel arrogant. After pondering, she gathers a sliver of courage and walks up, telling herself it's just curiosity, nothing more. She casually asks if he's trying to register for courses. He nods, explaining his enrollment got delayed. Then, boom. He hits her with a smile so radiant she's left blinking. Since when do guys smile like that? Kumi offers to help, but fumbles through her words. Her brain short-circuits, instantly assuming he'll think she's hitting on him. But no, his eyes literally sparkle, and he accepts with that same sunshine grin. She's momentarily stunned. No suspicion, no discomfort, just pure, unfiltered gratitude. Then he scoots over to make space on the bench, and her brain explodes. Tears almost incoming. Emergency emotional processing begins. Masato asks if something's wrong. Kumi blurts nothing and sits down faster than her thoughts can catch up. As they talk, he assumes she's a helpful upperclassman, but she quickly clarifies she's also a freshman. Masato stares at her, surprised. Cue another overthinking spiral. She thinks he's going to mock her or that she was too full of herself, but instead, Masato laughs. A soft, friendly laugh, and admits he actually doesn't have any friends in the same year, that her help really meant something. He introduces himself as Katasato Masato. Kumi's internal systems go haywire again. Why is this boy so nice? So easy to talk to? She forces herself to stay calm and replies, Igarashi Kumi. Masato smiles again, genuinely lost about which classes to choose. And that's when Kumi's brain lights up with a 500 IQ realization. They're in the same faculty. So, what if they took the same classes? That would make them classmates. Every single. Kumi snaps back to reality and, trying not to sound too eager, asked if he wanted to have the same schedule and explains how she can help. Share materials, explain things, keep him up to speed. Mid-ramble, she assumes she's overstepped again, but Masato just blinks and asks, Are you a genius? He genuinely appreciates the help, and Kumi exhales in relief. They share schedules. Masato beams one final thank you, then says he's heading home. Kumi smiles and wishes him well, noting they'll see each other when classes begin. Masato turns, eyes sincere, and asks if he can ask her one more favor. With max earnestness, he hits her with a high-level verbal combo. Would you be my friend? Critical hit. Kumi short-circuits on the spot. This man is dangerous, kind, gentle, totally not like other guys. Blushing, she agrees. Masato sighs in relief and admits that thanks to her, he's actually excited for university. He waves and walks away. Kumi immediately collapses, not metaphorically, physically, on the ground. Hyperventilating, heart pounding, she mutters his name between heavy breaths. His smile, his vibe, his words. Everything. Prince-level stats. And she wants him, all of him. Bruh. But she snaps out of it with a surge of determination. She has to keep an eye on him. A guy like that? Too sweet? Too unaware? Girls will swarm. And, well, she kinda likes that he's oblivious. Masato turns and casually asks her to hold out her hand. Confused, she does, and he drops candy into her palm. A thank you for earlier. Another smile. Another brain cell wipeout. Kumi turns red, calls him unfair, then backpedals fast. But in that moment, eyes locked, her mission becomes clear. She was definitely going to become his girlfriend. It's been a month since Masato landed in this parallel world. Yes, another universe. And he's basically inherited the life of his original self, who was gearing up for college right after high school. He counts his blessings for having a semi-normal life, all thanks to one person, Tsukada Aika. A regal older woman with her act together, Aika took him in when he arrived, and now she's both his legal guardian and, in Masato's eyes, a full-on goddess. Although she was married, her husband does not seem to be present. Maybe he went to get some milk. Aika, ever the responsible adult, quizzes Masato about his new habits. Like showering before work, she pushes further about his college life and friends, and Masato gives the world's most vague answer, immediately flagged as sussy. Then, true to mommy form, she launches into a speech about protecting his chastity and not letting campus girls trick him. Oh, and she insists he calls her name with no more honorifics. Masato heads out, leaving her behind with a wave and a classic inner monologue about being the equivalent of a helpless bimbo in his old world. Masato's about to sit down for class when Kumi, beaming with energy, calls him over. She saved him a seat, even tugs on his shirt, and whispers about grabbing lunch together. The boldness is a critical hit. Masato, already blushing, mentally labels her an adorable creature and wonders if she's actually interested in him. Spoiler, she is. Trying to keep his composure, he declines lunch, using his part-time shift as an excuse. Kumi isn't fazed. She just suggests Monday instead, and Masato agrees. Cue another level up in her bubbly smile stats, sending Masato into red alert blush mode. He wonders if she's doing this on purpose, but decides to let it slide, because, well, she's just too cute. Internal monologue kicks in. She's helpful, she's cute, and honestly, she's the kind of person who'd be surrounded by friends in his old world, someone way out of his league. Masato starts feeling guilty for keeping her all to himself. so he half-heartedly tells Kumi it's okay to hang out with her other friends too. But Kumi's eyes go dark and her smile turns just a little too eerie. She asks, "Why?" And suddenly the temperature drops. Masato gets chills. Cute girls shouldn't be this scary, right? Flashback to 10 minutes earlier. Kumi had already arrived, scanning the room and saving a seat for Masato. She debates whether to send him a text with a heart emoji but chickens out, worrying it'd come off as cringe. Instead, she hypes herself up, reminding herself that it's already been a month since they've met, and honestly, Masato is way too nice. So nice it's actually a problem. She decides she needs to protect this oblivious boy from all the other scamps. Her new plan? Stick to Masato like glue all throughout college. One day, she hopes, he'll realize how much she's done for him and maybe, just maybe, thank her with a kiss. Masato replied with a cat emoji and Kumi nearly busses. It's adorable. She doubles down on her resolve. No one's taking her precious Masato. Still, reality hits. After all this time, things should have moved forward. She wants more than just hanging out at school. Step by step, she plots her next move, the first real date. Kumi's curiosity for Masato keeps growing, so she takes a chance and invites him out for dinner. When they settle on Monday, she lights up. Her excitement is impossible to miss. But before the butterflies can take over, Masato hits her with a question. Is she really okay taking classes with him instead of hanging out with her friends? That single question sends Kumi spiraling. Her mood shifts. Doubts cloud her face as she wonders if Masato actually wants to spend time with her at all. The fear creeps in. What if he'd rather be with some other girl? What if he's pulling away? Overwhelmed, she blurts out her insecurity, barely able to hide how much it matters to her. Just as her panic threatens to take over, Masato manages to fumble out a heartfelt confession. He's actually grateful a beautiful girl like her is by his side in class, and, in classic Masato fashion, admits he doesn't have any other friends. For a second, Kumi can't believe her ears. Did he just call her beautiful? Masato doubles down, telling her she's cute and should really have more confidence in herself. For Kumi, it's a 1-2 punch of flattery and emotional overload. Her cheeks go full tomato, and internally, she's practically soaring. The boy she likes just called her cute. It's the kind of compliment that replays in her mind on a continuous loop. And after a brief goodbye, Kumi's happiness is quickly interrupted by regret over her earlier harsh words. She barely gets a moment to sulk before being ambushed from behind by Mizuho, her energetic best friend. Mizuho immediately notices Kumi's dazed, love-struck expression and teases her mercilessly, joking about how Kumi's always glued to the hot boy in class. Kumi, now sweating bullets, denies everything, but Mizuho's not letting go that easy. She pushes, reminding Kumi of their sacred best friend pact to share all guy-related gossip and laments that she's being left out. Flustered, Kumi bows her head and insists she can't introduce Masato to Mizuho, no matter what. She's deadly serious. There's no way she's letting anyone else have him. Mizuho, recognizing Kumi's determination, backs off, but not without getting a concession. Kumi has to keep her updated about other cute guys instead. The tension finally breaks as Kumi apologizes and thanks her friend, her smile returning. Mizuho, ever the agent of chaos, pulls Kumi into a tight hug and crows that she'll be the first of their group to land a boyfriend, egging her on to work even harder for her happy ending. Kumi reflects on how much brighter every day has felt since falling for Masato. But there's a catch. Whenever another girl gets close to Masato, a storm brews inside her. It's that classic, inescapable jealousy, dark and all-consuming. She can't help but question herself. Isn't she enough for him? If Masato ever wanted something, she'd go to the ends of the earth to get it. That's when it hits her. She's the jealous type, through and through. Meanwhile, Kumi's deep in her feels, totally unaware that on the other side, Masato's become the center of someone else's attention. He's just playing basketball, oblivious, while a new, undeniably cute girl watches him with laser focus and calls out Oni-chan.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.